morning, stamping friends. I'm Brenda Killard, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I come to you live Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. I've been very not consistent lately just because with summer and just some things I had going on, it was hard for me um, to always be home Saturday mornings. And like I said, I had a lot going on. And so I wasn't even good about pre-recording. So for that, I'm sorry. But starting today, we're trying to get back on track. So we'll see how this goes. Um, Today is a very, like I said, kind of a create on the fly. I do have a project, of course, as always, a card, and I'm really excited to share it with you because there's a very, very cool new pack of paper in the catalog. Let's flip down to my workstation and we'll go from there, okay? All right. So here we are. We have the new catalog that looks like this, and on page 29, there is this great pack of specialty designer series paper called Frames and Flowers. And I want to take it apart with you online because I want you to see just really how cool this is. Now, I just noticed I'm a few minutes early till 9 o'clock. So I'm just gonna hold up here for a minute and see if we get some people hopping on. I also want to just check and see to make sure that we are live, which yes we are. So this is good news. Oh, that's what I meant to do. All right. So we'll leave that alone and get started here with our project. Again, I'm just going to wait for it to click over to 9 o'clock because that's when um, that is my go live time. And like I said, I got on just a little bit early. I was worried about some technical issues, but those seem to be working out fine. So nothing, nothing wrong. I just spilled my coffee a little bit. So again, I'm Brenda Killard. It's 9 o'clock, and welcome to episode 401 of Coffee and Create with Brenda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in north central Minnesota, and I absolutely love, love, love the art of paper crafting and specifically card making. So here we go. We are now starting. So this beautiful pack of paper, frames and flowers. Let's take it apart, and I'm just going to kind of show you what this is. You get three. Actually, I think there's You get three sheets of double-sided designer series paper, and you can see I have cut into mine, but that's what it's for, right? Use it up. There's always more coming. But this is the cool part of this. There are three sheets in here too that have all of these pre-cut um, what do I want to call it? Ephemera, I guess. But they're all cut and they're all colored, and you just simply have to punch them out of the paper, which I'm doing right now, and I'll show you too um, how I store these once we're done. Okay, so lots of them. Look at these cool like corners, the circles. This one you can stamp your own sentiment right in the middle there. I love these, and boy, is it a time saver for making cards. You don't have to stamp and die cut. So if you're in print, kind of like the memories and more, you get all of these fun pieces, right? So there's that. And then that's not it. There's more. There's this whole other sheet. of beautiful swags, different little pieces. I love this too. Like, I don't want to take it apart because I think I want to use the whole thing and pop it up on dimensional. But let's get all these pieces out of here. And this seems a little bit like I'm wasting. So I'll try to go a little bit quicker. Who do we have popping on? Anybody? We have our Lake Association meeting this morning too. So it's kind of a busy morning this morning for me. And then I'm hoping that I'm going fishing later this afternoon with some of my wonderful neighbors. All right, we're getting there. We're almost done. All these pieces, I just love them. The fade on the greens and the petal pink. So it's Lost Lagoon, Granny Apple Green, Old Olive, the Lost Lagoon. I think it's Garden Green too. Yeah, it is. It's just the best greens and oranges, fades to pink. I think I got them all. Done. All right. And now, look at called Frames and Flowers. Check out these frames, you guys. They're so pretty. So you can punch this out. And just tear off the edges. You want to be a little careful as not to tear your frame. But then look, this piece comes out. And if you want to, you can just simply put that on a card. And if you wanted to, you could stamp on this and pop it up. It would be really pretty. And then add some of the ephemera to. I just think they're great. I love them. Love, love, love them. So anyway, I hope you'll check this out, and I'll show you a couple of cards that that I'm working on today with you using this beautiful Specialty Designer Series paper. And I'll give you all the measurements for today's project. Is what I do is after the live, I upload to my YouTube channel, and then down below I give all of the supplies and the measurements used for today's project. Be sure to use, if you're placing an order with me, be sure to use my monthly host code. That is posted right up in the left-hand corner of the screen. All right, now I've got all my frames and all my pieces. Isn't this a cool one? I like that. I have mystery stamping is back. That will be the second Wednesday of this month, which happens to be this coming Wednesday, the 12th. So watch for my newsletter. It'll give you the measurements. Good morning, Donna. I'm glad you're here. I know it's hard to be inside when it's so beautiful outside. Good morning, Janine. All right, you guys, here we go. We got pieces and parts, and it kind of reminded me of The Little Mermaid. I've got pieces and parts of Whitney, right? All right, so here we go. Let me grab my trimmer. I am going to be doing a fold card. I have a piece of Lost Lagoon that measures 4¼ by 8½. I'm going to score this at 5½. And then on this one edge, I'm going to cut off a piece that measures, I have to think about this, that measures 3¼ There we go. All right, so now I have this. Don't throw it away because we're going to need it. And now I'm going to fold my card, and so our fun fold is going to be like this. It'll make sense here in just a minute. I have a piece of petal pink And this one measures 5 1/4 by 4. Remember, I'm going to put all the measurements on YouTube once we're done. I have another layer of petal pink, and this is going to be, it measures 2 inches by 4 inches. I have a piece of designer series paper that measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Those are going to layer on like so. This Lost Lagoon and petal pink is really so stunning together, and I wouldn't have thought of using that combination except for it was brought together in the paper. So here's our top panel layer, measures 4 by 3, and our designer series paper measures 3 3/4 long by 2 3/4. Okay, so that is all we need for our card. All right, let's start by, I'm going to put the inside panel. Oh, it looks like I'm almost out of, well, this is a good thing. See how you get the red warning tape that you're out of tape runner. So I just pop this out. And I always like to make sure there's like these little, for lack of better words, there's like these little glue dots or snots that get kind of stuck on the edge in the case here. So I like to take those out, and then I'm just going to open my refill, and you just line up these little pieces on the wheel, and it'll sit right down in there. Put the top cover back on, and you're locked and loaded and ready to go. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. All right, let's finish putting our adhesive. And we're just going to lay this down to the inside of our card, like so. Okay, and then let's put our other layering pieces together. I want my designer series paper is going to go onto the petal pink, and I'm just going to center that. Okay. And then all of this is going to layer up on our piece of Lost Lagoon. And you guys, I don't know how well this is showing up on the video, but like these colors are just absolutely beautiful. Good morning, Sarah Doe. All right, I'm going to take the designer series paper, and this is just back side, but it coordinates beautifully with our paper. And you guys, this looks like a lot of layering, but you cannot believe the little weight that comes with this layout. It's pretty amazing. All right, so now what we're going to do is just put this right down on the left side of our card. And you guys, I'm sure you've seen this layout before, but it is a goodie. So now this is going to get centered on here, like so. But we only want to put adhesive on this left edge. So I just kind of lay it down, eyeball where I want the adhesive to be, and then I can lay it down just like, okay. What are you thinking so far, girl? We don't have any guys out there. I would include you too, but I only see the girls out there this morning. Do a little sip of coffee, and then we'll get this one finished. The stamp sets I'm going to use this morning are Simply Said. This is in the annual catalog. This is a great set that has just kind of all the right salutations. And I don't, yeah, and Janine. I am always looking for sentiment stuff, it seems like. Um, you can never have too many sentiments. And then the other one that's kind of a surprise to me because I did not care for this set at first, but it's called Hooray for Surprises, and it's got some really good inside sentiments. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that, right? I'm going to take just a scrap of, um, you know, yeah, I am going to use white. At first I was like, maybe I won't use white on here, but I do want white. Just a scrap piece. This is like, what is it, a half inch? Yep, half inch scrap. And I'm going to bring in the happy birthday, this one, from Simply Said. And I want to bring in the Lost Lagoon ink. I'm going to stamp down just like that. And then I'm going to take my paper snip and I'm just going to give it an angle. Take off my backing. And then I'm going to just put that right down on here, like so. I don't want to put this away yet because we're going to take one of the inside sentiments or one of the sentiments from this Hooray for Surprises, and we're going to take our acrylic or our acrylic block photopolymer stamp and just mount that right on the block. And then I'm going to ink this up again with Lost Lagoon. You know, when you're inking up your stamp, be sure to move all around on your ink pad. A lot of us just go right to the center, and the center then loses the ink. And when we stamp our image, it's not as bold as we would like it to be. So I'm just going to put sending you lots of love. Spot on there. All right, we need some finishing work on this. Let's go back to all that punch out ephemera that comes with these papers. I want to find something that maybe matches this just a little bit more. How about this? Yeah. And as what I was doing there is I was placing it to the left. I just wanted to make sure that when the card is closed, we aren't seeing the ephemera. Okay? So all I want to do here now is get my dusty glue bottle and add a little bit of glue to lay that on the inside. Okay? And then our finishing touch. So I saw this thing where people were like separating. We have the in color jute trim. And while it's really pretty, it's really bulky. So is what I saw somebody do is they took a strand and cut it. This is going to be just long enough to tie around our card. But they like started to twist it the opposite way. And then, and because I'm on camera and I have what I call my garden fingernails, my garden manicure, um, So then is what you do is you just start twisting the opposite direction to unwind. And as you do that, you can see it starts to come apart, right? Well, the other thing that works is if you have another person in your house hold this piece. But let's try. I'm going to put it around my camera stand. And then I'm going to hold the two ends together and just kind of straighten it out. And then by pulling, when it's working, it's just that you can't see it on camera. I'm twisting the end one way and pulling the other. I'm sorry, sorry about the jiggle on the camera. But then you get this little piece like this as a single strand, or you have this curly double strand, which I really kind of like that. So what I'm going to do is just wrap that right around my card like so. And I chose the pebbled path because if you look at the stems on some of these leaves in the paper, there's a real dark brown. And I thought that the pebbled path just kind of help pull out those stems. Plus, it looks really pretty with that last lagoon. So there it is, right? Then when your recipient gets it, they can just slide that off, open it up, and away we go. So there's the first or the second card I did using this. And I don't want to forget the envelope either. So remember we have all this fun ephemera to use on our cards. I'm going to take this little piece like I had on the inside. And again, I'm going to add some glue. And I'm just going to put that right down here in the bottom corner of my envelope. And then that'll just help bring it all together. Let's see. Nancy says, love the paper. What's the name of it? It is called Frames and Flowers. And it's the specialty designer series paper on page 29 in the annual catalog. And like I said, it feels like it's a little bit short on designer series paper because there's 3 pieces of double-sided, but then you get all of this fabulous ephemera and frames. So not only do you get the ephemera, but you get these cool frames that you can put on the card base. Like, look how pretty that is. Put a little sentiment in there. You could actually add in some of the extra ephemera if you wanted to. I just think it's so fun putting the pieces together. It reminds me a lot of Memories and More. I love Memories and More card packs. In fact, I worked on some that I had here. When I order Memories and More, I'll order like one pack of like one of the card packs, and then I'll order 2 packs of the card bases and envelopes because you end up being able to make like 40 cards out of one of the card packs. I can show you some that I was working on earlier this week. So there's that one. Let's bring in the other one that I did before in getting ready for the live. So this is the same pack of paper. It's just a different pattern. And this one, I did not stamp anything on the inside. I just left it blank. So let's bring in this Hooray for Surprises again. And I'm going to switch it up. I want to use the Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful. I'm just going to use the acrylic block, pick up my photopolymer stamp. I'm going to bring in the pumpkin pie ink, and it really truly is pumpkin pie. I tried using the new in color called peach pie, but peach pie is just not quite the right um, shade for this paper. So I'm just inking up again, going around my ink pad, and then I'm just going to stamp. Hope your birthday is wonderful. And in our ephemera pack again, there are these adorable, they kind of remind me of posies. So all I'm going to do is put just a little teeny tiny drop of glue on here. And I can put it right about anywhere, but I'm going to put it right in here. It'll be a nice little surprise on the inside. Matches the little flowers on the outside. Let's put our tie closure back on. And you wouldn't have to do the tie closure, but like I said, I think this pebble path really brings out the stems on those leaves. And then for my envelope, same thing is what I'm going to do is find another one of those little posies right here. And a little bit of glue. And just on the flap. That'll be a nice little surprise for whoever. And if you thought this front was a little too plain, again, you could always take and add, one of the bouquets or one of the flowers. I love just sitting here putting pieces together and then it's like, oh yeah, that's the right one. You're right, Nancy. They do make quick cards. Quick cards. So again, that's the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper, and it can be found on page 29 in the annual catalog. So if you're just tuning in and you've never been or never seen my demonstrations on Saturday morning before, and you would like a catalog, please reach out. I'd be happy to send you one. And that's it, you guys. That's episode 401 of Copy and Create with Brenda. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Bye for now.